How is that wall of heat treating you this week in southern Ontario? It just feels like that, doesn't it? It feels like when you go outside, most of the times we're in air conditioning indoors, and then we get outside and it just feels like a wall of heat hitting you. Well, the heat is going to continue, and we have had some very impressive readings. Noon, there is still a risk of thunderstorms. Ahead of that front, we have Humidex advisories still in place from Environment Canada, but they've been decreased in size. It still includes Toronto through Kingston and through the Goderich area. Where that front, well, this is actually a different front. So this front is moving away. This is the one that's brought a little bit of relief now to the Humidex readings up in northeastern Ontario where we saw storms yesterday. This is the front now that we're concerned with. And the timing of this, the strength of this, and considering the hot, humid air mass out ahead of it is what is of concern to us. So we need to be watching for that. Today's risk, though, is like this through the Bruce Peninsula, where we have seen some watches and warnings, and back and through the north and west of Ontario. Risk of severe weather is possible even in southern Manitoba today. No relief from the extreme heat just yet, but I promise you it's coming. A low pressure system across the prairies will help to cool things down for us by the weekend ahead. What we do have today, though, still a risk of thunderstorms, and it will be out ahead of our main front that's going to be moving in from northwestern Ontario. We still have Humidex advisories in place. Environment Canada has decreased the size of the Humidex advisory, but it still includes Goderich, drawing a line through north of Toronto and up toward Kingston. Humidex readings for Toronto, for example, will sit at 42 today and 44 tomorrow. So extreme humidity is still a concern, and part of the reason why we have a risk of severe weather is because of that buoyant air mass out ahead of the cold front. Today's severe weather threat extends from Georgian Bay all the way back into southern Manitoba. The concern now moving ahead to tomorrow is for the potential of torrential downpours and maybe even, dare I say, tornadoes in southern Ontario. And there's the risk map all the way through Montreal, Ottawa, and even portions of New Brunswick. And this front is particularly strong. So we need to be mindful of watching, us on television or your mobile device or desktop, and just being aware of the situation as it develops throughout the day. Now, by the weekend, we will see some relief once this all passes through. If you're looking for some ideas of things to do this weekend, here are a few. And here's the 7-day forecast for Toronto. We've talked about that 44 reading Humidex tomorrow, and look what happens by Saturday, and even more so for Sunday. We really start to get a nice relief here by the weekend ahead, and Monday's looking clear as well.